The Simpsons has been one of the most popular TV shows and has been the longest-running animated sitcom. Over the many years that The Simpsons has been on air, the writers have gained a reputation for having this uncanny ability to predict real-world events. From Donald Trump's presidency to Ebola outbreak, there have been countless Simpsons predictions that have become a reality. Let's look at the top 12 Simpsons predictions we don't want to come true. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel and comment below which prediction scares you the most.
I'm in danger!
Number 12, Colonization of Mars.
Here we go, I guess.
Yep, we're doing this.
In the 16th episode of season 27, Lisa finds out about Exploration Incorporated, a private company whose plan is to colonize Mars by 2026. This 2016 episode has people drawing parallels between the show and the real-world company led by Elon Musk's SpaceX, which also has the goal to possibly one day colonize Mars. Anyway, Lisa signs up. But Marge isn't too thrilled about it, so the entire family volunteers to join her. For some reason the project gets moved up to the end of the week. But luckily, the rocket fails during takeoff.
Ignition!
It's not a real rocket. It's the outside of a real rocket.
It's not until years later, 2051, that we see Lisa and Marge have finally made it to Mars. Though Lisa now wants to leave and move to Venus, which would be an absolutely horrible idea. Though the idea of Mars colonization is thrown around all the time these days, the thought that we may have to use it as a necessity is not a future we should look forward to. Number 11, Robot Rebellion.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Robot!
Another prediction made by The Simpsons involving technology and robots, and although it is similar to the prediction about mass automation, it is much more sinister. This prediction was made in season 6 episode 4 titled Itchy and Scratchy Land, which aired all the way back in 1994. The family visits Itchy and Scratchy Land, which is basically a theme park heavily based on Disneyland. The theme park is filled with itchy and scratchy robots who are peaceful at first, but eventually go berserk, killing everyone in sight.
Who would have thought that our visit to Itchy and Scratchy Land would turn out to be our best vacation ever?
Artificial intelligence is actually growing faster and faster today, and eventually we may have to accept the fact that our race will be destroyed by a new synthetic form of intelligence. Number 10, World War III.
Wake up, everybody! It's World War III!
In this season 6 episode 19 titled Lisa's Wedding, she visits a psychic who sees into her future, telling her all about what her life will become. We see Homer and Lisa's fiancé Hugh drinking at Moe's bar. During the scene, a very weird exchange goes on between Moe and Hugh, suggesting that there was a third world war.
Oh, an English boy, eh? You know, we saved your ass in World War II.
Yeah, well, we saved your ass in World War III.
That's true.
What's scary is how this particular episode was filled with other predictions that have come true, like virtual reality games, FaceTime, and Apple Watches. Could The Simpsons be right? Are we in store for yet another world war? Let's just hope that they got this one totally wrong. Number 9, Mind Control Through Music.
Wait a minute. Bart's band is brainwashing kids with subliminal messages?
In season 12 all the way back in 2001, we got an episode called New Kids on the Block. The plot involved Bart, Milhouse, Nelson, and Ralph becoming members of an all-new boy band called the Party Posse. However, the band is actually a psyops project by the US Navy to bombard children with subliminal messages. Their hit song, Drop Da Bomb, features the chorus Even et Nyach, which is of course, join the Navy spelled backwards.
That's why I gotta drop the bomb!
This was meant to be a joke, but how far from the truth is it? Could this be a prediction of the way the music industry is heading?
Join the Navy.
They're recruiting people with subliminal messages.
Number 8, VR Food. Season 11 episode 17 titled Bart to the Future is one that often comes up when people discuss Simpsons predictions, both for things that they think this episode is accurately predicted, as well as things that people think are impending upon us. For this particular prediction, I want to talk about the moment in the episode where we see Homer and Marge eating some sort of food through feeding tubes with VR goggles on. It sounds interesting, but in reality, is it really a good idea?
Oh, what a bleak, horrible future we live in!
If we went to virtual reality food, it would be hard to enjoy a meal out with your friends and family, not to mention the chance of getting motion sickness from wearing the goggles. Number 7, the asteroid. In the 14th episode of Season 6 titled Bart's Comet, Bart discovers a comet that is heading straight towards Earth.
Boy discovers comet.
What?
They believe that the comet is going to destroy life as they know it. This causes the Springfield residents to panic and count down the days they have left to live.
It's times like this I wish I were a religious man.
It's all over, people!
As the town prepared for the worst, the local authorities attempted to use a missile to destroy the comet. Unfortunately, the missile misses its target, and the comet breaks apart into several smaller pieces raining down on Springfield, which led to severe destruction and chaos. While the episode's portrayal of asteroid prediction is not entirely accurate, it highlights the importance of early detection and monitoring of asteroids that could be dangerous to Earth. Before we move forward, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon. Number 6. Zombie Apocalypse. Another disturbing prediction from The Simpsons is the rise of zombies. Now this actually comes up a lot in the series, as there have been a number of zombie attacks throughout the show. In one episode, Days of Future zombies are just a normal part of daily life, and Lisa even works at a soup kitchen for the undead. It predicts that this seems to be a portrayal of zombies as a lower social class of humans, rather than the end of humanity. On the other hand, in Season 21 Episode 4, it is shown that Springfield burger restaurants developed a new beef burger that was produced with minced beef used as feed for the cows. Following the announcement, a reporter was giving an appraisal to the burger's taste, then suddenly went crazy on live broadcast and bit other people. Within a few minutes, the whole town was already infected. The zombies are depicted as mindless flesh-eating creatures that wreak havoc on the town of Springfield. Luckily, the spread was halted when it was discovered that Bart was born with antibodies to the deadly virus, so the survivors had to drink his bathwater for survival. Number 5. Reanimation Machine. In this Treehouse of Horror episode titled Wanted Dead or Alive, Bob finally kills Bart, just as he's been trying to do for years, but it's not just that, it's much worse. He doesn't just kill Bart once, he kills him over and over and over again. With the help of his so-called reanimation machine, Bob is able to revive Bart, making it possible to kill him repeatedly in different ways and as many times as he likes. Can you imagine if such a machine was actually invented? If it got to the wrong hands, it could be detrimental to humanity and cause an insane amount of harm. So let's just hope that this one stays on the screen and far away from our lives. Number 4. An environmental disaster.
You single-handedly killed this town!
I know, it's weird.
The 2007 Simpsons movie talked about a lot of really strange things, and some of them might be predictions of future events. One of those things that really stands out is the central theme of the movie. A large-scale environmental disaster that forces the country to quarantine Springfield by placing a giant dome covering the town. What caused this disaster is that Homer dumped a silo of pig waste into the lake, and it polluted the water. The water then became so toxic that the EPA was ready to blow the entire town up.
As I speak, we're lowering a small but powerful bomb into your midst.
The dome thing is a little outrageous and probably will never happen, but the part about the environmental disaster might just be a major warning to us in the future. Number 3. VR Takeover. One of the most eerie episodes of The Simpsons tackled the issue of virtual reality. The episode was in one of the newer seasons of the show, airing on October 2, 2016, and entitled Friends and Family. In this episode, the entire town gets all hyped up on the new virtual reality headsets. Bad things start to happen as a result of this, including people being hit by cars because they're walking around wearing their headsets on the street.
How could a man in his right mind miss a car heading right towards him?
Eventually, the people become so enamored by the fake reality that they lose touch with the real world, becoming totally disconnected from what's around them.
You need a family.
I don't need anyone.
Could this happen in real life one day? Could the use of VR become so widespread that no one actually lives in this reality anymore? Only time will tell. Number 2. Mini Black Hole.
Stop! This is a black hole, not a lawn and leaf bag.
In Treehouse of Horror 23, the town of Springfield begrudgingly builds a particle reactor instead of a baseball stadium and creates a tiny black hole which swallows up a few residents before Lisa can move it to her basement for safekeeping.
A black hole? I'm sorry, can we call it that?
Yes, it's the preferred term.
After she warns the family to not throw anything into it lest it grow bigger, they do exactly that. And it becomes massive and swallows everything in its path, taking the townsfolk to an alternate dimension where aliens worship the trash they disposed of in the hole. Black holes are scary enough on their own, let alone what would happen if one was to pop up on Earth. Hopefully this prediction never happens, or we wouldn't know what hit us until we get pulled across the event horizon. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions. Economic crisis.
Anarchy. The end of civilization. Coming soon to an America near you.
Close the supermarket and we starve. Cut off the tap. We drink our cat's blood.
Oh my god, this unsourced, undated video has convinced me beyond any doubt.
The death of George Clooney. Reptilian world leaders.
Space reptiles!
All hail President K!
Number 1, no more sunlight.
Eternal darkness. Well, that's just great.
In Season 6, Episode 25 of The Simpsons titled, Who Shot Mr. Burns Part 1, Mr. Burns plans to block out the sun all for financial gain.
Since the beginning of time, man has yearned to destroy the sun.
His plan is to construct some giant discs to permanently block the sun from shining down on Springfield, then residents will be forced to rely on electricity from Mr. Burns' power plant. Mr. Burns thinks it's a good idea to have no sun at all and just have people rely on heaters to keep them warm and so on. But as Smithers points out, this would be terrible for the environment. Crops would no longer be able to grow without light. Cold-blooded animals would die from not being able to regulate their body temperature. This episode has people wondering, will someone soon try and use some sort of cosmic power to hold the world hostage for their own financial or political gain? Only time will tell. That's all for our list of the top 12 Simpsons predictions we don't want to come true. Which on our list you think is the scariest and most likely to come true? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.